All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Jared Laserson. He is the CEO of North Bay Resources. And Jared, how you doing? Good to see you again.
Great to see you, Steve. Doing well.
Good stuff. Well, you had news out today, further results at the Fran Gold Venture project. So maybe tell everyone a little bit about that project, then we'll talk about the work that was done.
Sure. So we joint ventured this project recently. I believe we talked about it. So let's see. The background on the project is 55,000 feet of drilling in 104 holes. It's a well-defined gold deposit at depth, about 3,600 feet in length. But there's a primary zone. It's very likely the feeder zone, where the veins swell at depth. At the surface, there's surface exposure, extensive surface exposure, which has previously been trenched. So we knew what we were kind of going for here, which is really the high grade material. With the price of gold, this high grade material is we know it's economic even without all the studies and so forth. We know at a half ounce or thereabouts, we're in good shape in terms of economic viability. So we really are focusing on that area and getting to a bulk sample. And we basically went back in and reassayed the existing trenches in this primary area and then some other trenches as well. And yeah, we got high grade results as we expected, but always nice to confirm that. And it just allows us to press ahead with beginning basically extraction. And then while we're permitting that, we'll move on metallurgy just to make sure it is easily extracted. But it's oxide material on the surface and then into sulfide, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Jared, what did you learn from the reassays? You mentioned that obviously there's particular gold in the area, but is it the consistency of it? Is it, what sort of some of the things that you see in it now that you think this could be something that you want to continue going down the road?
Exactly, Steve. We knew where the good stuff was. We went in, and as always with mining or really anything, check, then check again, and then check a third time. That it's all in the planning. So, like I said, we're moving towards what we consider test mining. In terms of majors, it's quite small, but in terms of a junior mining company, it's really on the larger side in terms of potential revenue as we move to extraction and then milling. As you know, we own a mill down in California. With the price of gold where it is, shipping $100 a ton, $150 a ton is a non-issue when you're looking at 1150 or so a ton in terms of gross revenue. So lots of room there as well. We're kind of getting more and more into the milling game. So we're looking at other assets potentially closer by in terms of acquisitions now that we've got a one mill in the near operational phase. But basically, this gives us feedstock for our existing mill or other opportunities within BC. There's just a sweet spot in the market right now for small gold mines and gold mills. They have kind of taken it on the chin as a lot of explorers have, but the model really is of a cash flow business. So it's mining, it's kind of junior mining, but really the business model is the opposite of exploration, which is either get something developed. I mean, really develop something until somebody shows up and takes you out. And that's just not happening. The majors are really just buying amongst themselves, and occasionally they'll pick up a project, but by that time it's had 50, 70, 100 million in it and is at full feasibility. So there's just a lot of room right now for acquisitions. That's how I'm spending most of my time, acquisitions, and then managing our operations. We have a lot going on right now.
Yeah. Just lastly, Jared, just so everyone's, because you did mention it, but I want to make sure it's clear. So what's the next step here at Fran? What are you going to be doing next?
Extraction.
Okay.
We'll be taking material out as soon as the powers that be give us the green light on that. But like I said, this is an advanced project, so this project has effectively been permitted for over 20 years in terms of exploration. So we don't see a lot of new issues or hydrological or any of the additional considerations. That's why we like the project. That's why we joint ventured in it. It's advanced. Everybody's well aware of it. And I would add, it is 20 miles, less than 20 miles from Mount Milligan. So that's Terra Gold. Mount Milligan is, I believe, originally 300 million tons at, I think, a 0.8 gram per ton equivalent. Anyways, about a $30 billion project. So we're in a very, very good neighborhood for gold and copper as well. But again, a known mining district with a lot of infrastructure. The road to Mount Milligan actually goes right by our access road to France. So infrastructure wise, it's nice that the big boys have helped us out tremendously. There's a triple wide road and power going up that way, so we can leverage that. And again, it's an area where everybody's very comfortable with mining. There's a massive new mine, one of BC's newest and largest mines, is very close by. So we're dropping the bucket, but we should be a small scale production here pretty quickly.
All right, Jared, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for the update, friend. Good to see you again.
Great to see you, Steve. Thanks so much.
All right, Jared Laserson, the CEO of North Bay Resources.